Hello guys, this is Sai Krishna, Commerce faculty, and now presently degree exams are going on. So in this Corona situation, students are facing a lot of problems. So that is the reason why from myself, I am providing certain contribution. Like I'm going to explain you cash budget under managerial accounting. We have a chapter called as budget and budgetary controls, from which I am going to explain you cash budgeting first of all, and then I'll explain you flexible budget. One after the other, I will post the videos up to your exams. Okay, I think it is there on 28th, so I'll be posting these videos till 27th of this month. So guys, I'll try to cover up maximum. Okay, so let us start with our problem. First of all, cash budget. Why actually we are maintaining cash budget? This cash budget is maintained to forecast what are the cash requirements in future and how much payments we need to make and how much receipts we are going to anticipate. This anticipation, this forecast can be done with the help of cash budget. So with this, let us go with one question, example question, okay, so that you can understand easily. Now you can look at this problem number 17, guys. A firm expects to have 30,000 in the bank on 1st May 1980, okay, and requires you to prepare an estimate of the cash position during the 3 months May to July 1980. Very simple. At the starting stage, we have started with a balance of 30,000 rupees in our bank in the month of May, and he is asking us to prepare cash budget for May, June, July. There is 3 months. The following information is supplied to you. Months is as follows, and it is receipt. Sales is the receipt. Purchase, wages, factory expenses, office expense, selling expense are our expenses. So only one receipt is there, like through sales we can get revenue, and remaining all these are our expenses, or we have to make payment, okay, for all these expenses: purchases, wages, factory expenses, office expense, selling expenses. So only one receipt is given in this problem, and all the others are payments. Where with this sales there will be cash inflows, and with all these different transactions there will be cash outflows. Okay, chalo. Let us understand the question clearly. Now we have to prepare budget, cash budget for how many months? 3 months. What are those 3 months? May, June, July. Just remember that. Now guys, look at here. The other information is very much important. Try to understand. 25% of the sales is for cash, means suppose in this month, this is September. In the month of September, if I am selling anything, suppose I have sold 10,000 worth goods, I am going to receive 25% of the cash immediately. Means 2500 out of 10,000, 2500 I am going to receive immediately. The difference 75% will be received in future. That means in the next month. Okay, in the month of October, I am going to receive that 75% amount. In the same way, try to understand in this September month, which amount you are going to receive, which month amount you are going to receive? Last month. Okay, August month amount, 75% sales amount will be received in the month of September, along with 25% of September month sales. Okay, August sales will be received, 75% of the sales amount will be received in the month of September. Along with that, 25% of the sales amount related to September sales also will be received in the same month. So September month in this our example, okay. But according to this problem, try to understand, we are preparing for May, June, July. So in the month of May, which month sales amount you are going to receive? In the month of May, April month 75% amount will be received, okay, and May month 25% amount will be received in the month of May. So last month 75% will be received in the month of May, and again May month 25% sales will be received in the same month, and May month's remaining 75% will be received in the June, and June month 75% will be received in July. Likewise, every month sales amount 25% will be received immediately along with previous month's 75%. Remember this. Then second point, suppliers supply goods at 2 months credit. Suppliers means whenever we purchase goods from suppliers, we are keeping a credit period of 2 months. 2 months means, try to understand, we are dealing with May, June, July month. So in the month of May, which month purchased amount will be paid? Previous 2 months. Okay, that is March month. I have purchased 24,000 worth goods in the month of March. That amount I'll pay in the month of May after 2 months. In the same way, in the month of April, I have purchased 28,000 goods and this amount will be paid in the month of June after 2 months. So, as we are talking about May month, we will pay the amount related to March. And if I talk about June, I'll be paying the amount related to April. If I am talking about July, so July month, we will pay the amount of purchases which we made in the month of May. So 2 months lag, 2 months lag. Okay. Sir, what about then May month, July month, July month purchased amount? We are going to pay this July month amount after 2 months, September. Okay, now this July amount 40,000 purchases is there. That amount will be paid after 2 months. In this way, the payments are made to the suppliers. 2 months gap. Then coming to the third point, delay in payment of wages and all other expenses is 1 month. Very clearly given. Wages, all other expenses are paid with 1 month lag. 1 month means this month I will receive the benefits from them. Next month I am going to pay. That means in the month of April, whatever the services I have received from them, like amounted to rupees 6,500, 3,500, 4,000, 3,500, this amount I will pay next month, that is in the month of May. So I am dealing with May, June, July. So tell me guys, in the month of May, which amount we are going to pay? April amount. In the month of June, which amount we are going to pay? May amount. In the month of July, June amount will be paid. Okay, like this 1 month delay will be maintained. Then fourth point, income tax of 10,000 is due to be paid in the month of July. So only in the month of July we have to pay income tax 10,000, that has to be entered as it is in the month of July. Then fifth point, preference share dividend of 10% on 1 lakh to be paid in the month of May. So only in the month of May, record 10% of 1 lakh as dividend. Okay, so that is 10,000 rupees expenditure should be shown in the month of May. So here in this way we are going to prepare this. Let us go and see the pro forma. This is your pro forma for cash budget. So cash budget for the months of May, June and July. May, June and July, and the year is what? 1980. This is particulars. So we are preparing for May, June, July. First of all, the heading will be like this: cash inflows, or you can say receipts, anything. Okay, chalo. And then this is for payments or cash outflows. When you make payment, cash will be going out now. So for that, so all receipts under one row and all payments under one row we have to take the difference for finding out the closing balance. Finding out what? Closing balance. So closing balance in bank. Chalo, go through the question now. Here it is very clearly said a firm expects to have 30,000 in bank on 1st May 1980. So it is our balance. First of all we have to show. So opening balance or balance carried down, you can say balance, brought down amount balance brought down amount from bank, or I'll write it as for your understanding, bank opening bank balance, opening bank balance. So he gave 30,000 for which month? May month. I have entered as it is. That's it. And there is no opening balance for June and July till now. I'll tell you how to get that. Then the next receipt is sales. Through sales. Through sales I am going to receive. So for sales, listen guys, again I am repeating, 25% of the sales is for cash, means immediately this month's sales amount 25% will be received, and remaining amount will be received later on after 1 month. So that means in the month of May, which amount we are going to receive, which month amount we are going to receive? In the month of May, sir, it is very clear, May month sales 25% will be received. Excuse me. And April month sales 75% will be received. Okay, try to understand. Last month 75% amount is pending, that will be received next month, that is May month, and also May month 25%. So both amounts we are going to receive in the month of May. So how to show that? Look at this. May month, April month 75%, that is 46,000 sales into 75%, 34,500, and May month 25%, that is 50,000 into 25%, 12,500. So overall it gives you what? Overall it gives you 47,000. So May month 34,500 and 12,500. Okay, May month sales 25% and last month sales amount 75%. Both the amounts I will receive in the month of May. So that is 47,000. In the same way, June month 25% and May month 75%. Means June previous month is May. May month 75% is pending. You know that. So that 75% will be paid in the month of June. Will be received in the month of June. And June month sales 25% will be received in the month of June. Overall 37,500 and 18,000. Total 55,500. In the same way for July also. July month's 25% and June month 75%. Total gives you 54 plus 21, 75,000. I'm sorry. 75,000. Done. Now receipts are completed. Let us go with cash outflows. You can see first cash outflow is purchase. Purchases. As we know, purchases for our suppliers, we are maintaining 2 months credit period. 2 months credit. Here it is given in this point. Suppliers supply goods at 2 months credit. Means in the month of May, which month amount I am going to pay? March amount. 2 months credit na? So March amount purchases will be paid in the month of May. In the same way, April amount purchases will be paid in the month of June. And May amount purchases will be paid in the month of July. So 2 months gap. So 24,000 first, March amount in the month of May we are paying. April month 28,000 we are paying in the month of June, and 32,000 in the month of July we are going to pay. So 24, 28, 32. 24,000, 28,000 and 32,000. Simple guys. May month means previous 2 months, means March, April, May. So March month amount I am paying in the month of May, and April amount we are paying in the month of June, and May amount we are paying in the month of July. So in this way 2 months credit period will be availed. That is purchases. Then expenses, other expenses, wages, factory, office, selling. So wages, factory expenses, office expenses, and selling expenses. Done. Now first of all, wages. Not only wages, he gave information for all the expenses clearly. Delay in payment of wages and all other expenses is 1 month. So 1 month lag. That means as we are dealing with May, June, July, try to understand for those 3 months. Try to understand. I'll explain you very clearly. Yeah, so here 1 month period means in the month of May, which month amount you are going to pay? Last month amount. Means April month amount will be paid in the month of May. May month amount will be paid in the month of June. June amount will be paid in the month of July. In this way. Okay. So let us first of all try for wages. Wages, guys, in the month of May, in the month of April, wages are to be paid at 6,500. This will be paid next month, and this 6,500 next month, and this 7,000 next month, and this 7,250 next month, which is not there in our problem. We are dealing only with May, June, July. So in the month of May, I am going to pay April amount. In the month of June, I am going to pay May amount. In the month of July, I am going to pay June amount. So it is very clear that so April 6,500, May 6,500, June 7,000 will be paid next months. So 6,500, and then in the month of June, which amount we are going to pay? May amount, that is 6,500 again. Then in the month of July, we are going to pay June month amount. June month amount is 7,000. Done. 1 month lag, clear. Then factory expenses, all other expenses in the same way. Okay, factory and all other expenses in the same way. So here all these four same category. Last month amount will be paid. In the month of May, April amount will be paid. In the month of June, May amount will be paid. In the month of July, June amount will be paid. So simply first you have to start with this one, April amount. Okay, then May amount will be paid in the month of June, and in the month of July, June amount will be paid. So these are the three amounts: 35444, 35444. And office expenses, as you can see, office expenses 444, no changes. 4,000, 4,000, 4,000. And selling expenses, under selling expenses you can see 3,005, 4,000, 4,000, 3,005, 4,000, 4,000. Guys, look at this. Two more adjustments are there. Income tax 10,000 due to be paid in July. So income tax in the month of July. Income tax in the month of July. Only in the month of July 10,000. That's it. And one more point is given. Preference share dividend 10% on 1 lakh to be paid in May. So 1 lakh into 10%, 10,000. So preference dividend in the month of May, we have to pay 10% on 1 lakh, that is 10,000. Clear? All the expenses, all the receipts, all the payments and all the receipts are entered. Now let us total this. Total all the receipts and write total of cash inflows, that is 77,000, and total of cash outflows, calculate 51,500. Take the difference, and then the balance is our closing balance in our bank account. We had inflows 77,000, we had outflows 51,500. So we are going to have, it is an estimation that we are making. It is an anticipation. So 77,000 we are going to have as cash inflows, 51,500 we are going to have as outflows. So difference between that is our closing balance. So that is 25,500. And we already know that, okay, from our intermediate onwards we are learning this. This previous month's closing balance will become opening balance for the next month. Don't forget this. Okay, so this becomes opening balance, total inflows, and take the total outflows, then take the difference, that gives you 34,500. In the same way, this 34,500 is going to be the input or opening balance, 34,500. Let us total this, total, and the payments or cash outflows total. Take the difference between these two, and the balance left with us is 48,100. In this way we have to prepare cash budget. And this is simple cash budget. Na? There is no credit balance. Sometimes, next time I'll explain you, next problem I'll explain you, which is related to bank overdraft. Sometimes when there is negative balance, management accountant always wanted to have some favorable balance in the business. Means for our day-to-day requirements there is a requirement of cash, so to maintain that cash balance he may take bank overdraft. Okay, so in that case how to enter the transactions I'll show you in the next video. Okay, thank you so much guys. So all the best for your exams, and like, share and subscribe, and as well as you can share this video with your friends so that it will be helpful for them. Thank you so much.